All
Yeah.
right, so I've been thinking about celebrities, and like I know FKA Twigs performed pole dancing on the Grammy stage or some big stage like that, some huge
If I'm
stage.
okay, yes, I know the name. I know this person gets on a pole, but if I'm to be honest, I do not know who this. I don't know who that
You don't
person
know who
is.
FK Twigs is.
No, but I know
she's
they
got
like.
billboards all over this. She's hella famous. It's fine that you
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
You're
No, the
gonna
name
look
is
her
like
up after
no,
this.
no, no, no. I
Okay.
won't. But I know like her name. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So FK Twigs is on stage. J Lo is doing Hustlers. Lizzo has pole dancers at Saturday Night Live on her set, and so I'm
Okay.
just. And Snoop Dogg uses pole dancers in all of his concerts, and I love Snoop Dogg, and I love all these people, but I'm tired of celebrities using pole dancing as like a shiny object to enhance their stages without speaking up about what's happening
That
to
part.
pole dancers. And
Yes,
so,
the
and
part
I'm not
B.
mad. I'm just saying, like, hey, like, Leonardo DiCaprio uses this very loud voice to talk about climate change. So if you're gonna do something that's experiencing controversy and there's a lot of negative things happening to the people that you're inspired by, can you please use your very loud voice to say something? I'm asking you. Will you speak up for us? That's what I'm asking. And so I wrote this post about celebrities on Saturday. The Super Bowl was on Sunday. And I wrote it on Saturday with the intent of posting it on Monday. And J-Lo just happened to pole dance at the Super Bowl on Sunday. I did not know this, but I did predict it.
Okay.
Yeah. And so sure enough, she pole danced. Shakira makes me cry because she pussy pumped the camera about 50 times. And she
Tears.
made me want to eat it.
Tears.
And literally I cried the whole
Tears.
time. And then J-Lo came on. Immediately my mood shifted. And she put the poles up. And immediately I was like so irritated that there was pole dancing, because what it meant is pole dancing is more visible and there's no education happening about who invented pole dancing, because everyone who speaks about the history of pole dancing tries to wash it and tries to say that Indian and Chinese men invented it, and like literally they say things like the inventors of pole dancing are dead. I've gotten a comment like that before. I'm like, oh really? I didn't know I was dead. I didn't know that.
That's funny.
Am I dead? Am I,
That's
what?
really funny.
Is Fania and Bobby dead?
Wow.
Are they?
That's funny.
What the
Love
fuck?
Bobby. Love Bobby.
So, so my point is I made this post, dear celebrities, please use your voice, and half of the people were basically said this is the dumbest post I've ever seen, and then the other half of the people were like, thank you so much for your support and for being our voice.
And you have this is like a mixed community. You have dancers and non-dance, like exotic dancers and pole. Like, what is the mix?
So this is on United Pole Artists Instagram account, which is at UP Artists, and has over 180,000 followers. And
Okay.
so there's a lot of comments,
Okay.
right? And there, yes, the pole fitness people are literally said things like the inventors of pole dancing are dead. Literally.
That's interesting.
Yes. And then other people were saying, you have no idea like what we're dealing with, like stand by us, like please support us, and
Like talking to
them, not to
them,
me,
yeah.
and then like thanking UPA like for being our voice. And so it was a huge divide. And then one person wrote, Janine Butterfly, I don't give a shit, I don't give a fuck, I'm calling you out, okay? I love you, Janine, but come on, we got to talk about this. She literally said, this is a win for pole dancing. Well, tell me what happened that night with the other pole dancers if it was a win for them. Listen to their story and tell me if it was a win for them. And so this is the whole point was made so eloquently. I didn't even have to try. The very next day after the Super Bowl, videos are coming out of women being choked
so
and
true.
pushed by their throat while security guards are stealing their bags of money out of their hands.
Yeah.
I saw one video where two security guards are holding a woman's arms and her legs and tossed her out. You know that game we used to play when we were kids where
Yeah.
you rock your body back
No
and forth?
fucking way.
And tossed her onto the street. So tell me now, are we winning? So you saw these videos. I had to stop watching these videos. Tell me what you saw.
Okay, so my friend didn't send me the violent stuff, so I haven't I haven't seen the violent stuff, but I have read about it. What I watched was the actual dancers' recount of the evening.
Tell me about it.
One video was 13 minutes. One video was 38 minutes.
Talking.
Okay, so these are some of the things that I learned. Okay, let's share it that way.
Yes, ma'am.
There were at this, it's called a stripper bowl, right? At the stripper bowl.
Sure.
Okay.
I didn't know that's what they were calling. That makes sense.
Check this out. Okay, second time it was hosted in Miami at a place that they built called The Dome.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Okay.
Okay.
They had about anywhere between, I'd say, 200 to 350 in terms of dancers.
Okay.
They paid anywhere between $350 to $600 in order to work for that night.
Yes, I heard that.
Okay, so that's $350 to $600 to work. So that's already negative. Let's just make that point clear. Color-coded wristbands. Did you know about that?
No.
I didn't. Yeah, I wanted to see what your eyebrows did when I told you that. So they had color.
They went up very high.
They had color-coded wristbands, and the dancers weren't quite sure what that meant. At one point, one girl said that she thought that it was like some people were saying it was a matter of if you were pretty or not, or maybe you had access to where the super celebrities were. So I'm not too sure how that works out, but they did have color-coded wristbands.
Yikes.
They were not compensated for things like flight, travel, or food, I believe. Maybe they had food at the beginning, but one recount was saying that they had a small sandwich that was given to them in some like small container, and they had to pay like $20 for it.
Oh my God.
And they made it seem like it was like later on, so as if they ran out of food. So I'm not sure, but
Okay.
let's just go and say they didn't get fed enough.
Okay.
The girls were charged extra that had hotels because they were kept until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Club closed at 5 a.m.
5 a.m. Yeah.
They didn't release them till 1. Think
Right.
about that. So you probably have, let's say you get to your hotel within 30 minutes. That's still 1:30. If you haven't contacted your hotel, that's considered a late checkout. For some hotels, you're paying a whole extra day.
Yeah.
Okay. We talked about the professional disrespect. One girl was telling me that there was like guns and shooting.
Okay.
Well, not telling me listening.
Okay.
There was guns and shootings, and they actually filed, they called out the police, and the police came out. I didn't have a chance to pull up the police report.
I
but
also heard that the fire
I'd like
marshal
to.
was trying to shut them down because they
Yes.
were shoulder to shoulder and they
Yeah.
couldn't stand. And if you look at the videos, there's like no dancers on stage, and there didn't even look like there was a stage.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was a stage.
It looked like a concert. There
Yeah.
was no space to move.
But I think some people are used to that type of scenery in terms of a strip club. Like,
No.
I mean that reminds me of an Atlanta vibe, like that real urban thing that they're selling right now. Like that's what that reminds me
Okay.
of.
But
Not
what
like
about stages? You didn't see any stages or dancers.
They could have easily had like remember this place was built for this very purpose, so they probably had a platinum stage or one of those portable stages.
Yeah, well,
with the pole erected.
Sasha Floyd, our girl, who
Yeah.
I sent you the video of her on Instagram, who's amazing.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you, Sasha, for
I love
making
cannabis
that video.
too. I love cannabis too.
I know she's
Yeah,
so
it was amazing. She gave it so real.
She said they couldn't even dance. That there was nowhere to dance and they couldn't dance. There was no room to do anything, and that there was so much money on the floor. One of the things that she said too is they were told they weren't allowed to pick up any of the money.
That was written in the first contract that they received when they arrived. Yeah.
And so hear what she said? First contract? Because that's right. They had to sign 2 different contracts within about 12 hours of each other.
Yeah.
So who knows? You know what it makes me think is like there's just someone in this like back office somewhere like typing away furiously to make a second contract. Like while the event is going on. Like what the fuck are you doing with all these random contracts?
Yeah.
And so there weren't a lot. And if you look at the videos of the money, like a lot of times when we talk about how much money is on the floor, we'll say things like there was so much money on the floor you couldn't even see the floor. Well, this There was so much money on the floor. It was like walking through about 6 inches of snow.
Yeah, I was going to say about a half an inch of dollars was on the floor for sure. It's a
literally,
half inch.
the dollars are bunching up around their feet as they're walking. That's how much money was on the floor, and they weren't allowed to pick it up or touch it.
But yet customers were taking it from them.
Yeah.
How about that part?
Yeah. And the security, customers were picking it up and walking.
Yeah.
And then did you see the video of the security guard? Because the link you sent me took me to all these crazy videos. And there was one video of a dancer fighting for her bag of money, yelling, I need this. I need this. That's my money. I need this.
Okay, so
and he was pushing her by her throat and ripping the bag out of her hand.
One of the girls referred to that very situation in her video, and she says that they actually went into their own personal bags and told them they were going to confiscate any ones that they had on them, because apparently if they had ones inside their bag, they must have picked them up and took them from that night. So as a dancer, you might have some bills in your bag.
Right. So that explains why they took the ones from Sasha that P. Diddy gave her. P. Diddy gave her $200 in ones, and they he just handed her bricks, and they took that from her. Yeah.
That's
and
so
they
fucked up.
They ended up leaving with less than $2,000 that day. And any event like that, you should expect to make at least $10,000. That's why they fly from all over the continent.
Yes.
There were dancers there from Canada.
The profit is real.
Yeah, when you go to events like that, you should expect to make at least $10,000.
So
she left with under $2,000.
Some left with $1,100.
Well, Sasha said that they were trying to only pay them each $400.
That part.
Which means you're breaking even or losing money. Well,
You're
you lost
negative
money.
$200 if you ask me. Paying $6 to work, only getting paid $4 to be there. Not to mention clothes, makeup, flight, hotel. Like, what kind of shit is that?
Yeah, and she said everyone bought new clothes, did their hair, did their makeup. You got special for that event.
Fuck, you gotta look your best.
So you know what it makes me think about is that these contracts that they're signing here in Los Angeles, which is I certify that I am a customer.
Bullshit.
These dancers walk into these clubs here in Los Angeles and they're signing contracts that say I certify I am a customer. And this story over in Miami at the Stripper Bowl Dome, it looks to me like they're treating the dancers also as customers.
I think
even
that
worse than
there's a
honestly.
loophole that somebody has attached themselves to. And if we don't unite as dancers across the fucking nation, we will get swept underneath the rug, and it's going to be really, really ugly for us.
That's why I'm grateful that I think that more people are starting to have this conversation right now. And I'm so grateful that people like Sasha did they're making videos like this and telling their story. And she made it right as soon as she got home. So everything was fresh in her head.
I mean, that was just sheer expression. Like, she had to get that off her chest. Like, that was like therapy for her because she was that pissed off.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them approached it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we move on, do you have any more notes on the Super Bowl thing in particular? Because one of the things that I want to hear from you a little bit about is about the pole dance community, the pole dance fitness community specifically.
Ooh.
Doing this we're not stripper thing. Also, pole dancing doesn't come from stripping. Also, pole dancing is winning, and we're amazing.
You see how she did that?
So, what do you think?